welcome to Geeks of the Round, discussion of the Blacklist, Episode 9, Anslo Garrick, the Game Changer. Guys, Charles Whedon on the left, Isaiah Mullins in the middle, Matt Moore smiling on the right. I think he might be frozen. I'm just going to barrel through that because let's talk about this episode. Who wants first?
I want to go first.
Do it.
Man, this episode was, I have to say, amazing. I mean, this show has been good so far, but this episode pretty much made a reason why you should watch the Blacklist itself. It was very,
Last
very
2 weeks, I'm freaking, this is Boner TV.
Boner TV.
Beyond Boner TV. Like, hard as a rock, no hard as diamonds.
NBC, hard as the peacock.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I think it was a really good episode. You could say it is like half of a really good episode if you want to do it that way, because of course we left on a cliffhanger.
Well, how big of a cliffhanger was it? I will admit, I still haven't been recording it on my DVR. I'm a long-time paying cable subscriber, but I do watch my shit on the internet. So I pay for a service that I don't use, and then I watch it for free, illegally on the internet. So I get a pass, right?
I just have to state that no one from Geeks of the Round ever watches their stuff illegally.
Right, we don't.
Yes, here at Geeks of the Round, we do not advocate piracy.
No, we don't.
Myself and David, and to a lesser degree, Todd and Deanna. None of us.
I don't do it. I really don't.
Never. I watch it on NBC.com.
It's actually on Hulu.com, but nice try.
That's what I meant. So when I watch it on Hulu, I thought the ending was cut off. It really went to black right at the end. Like,
yeah.
I thought the same thing right at the end where there was that final moment when it went to commercial. I thought, oh, it's just going to go to commercial and it'll be right back. I was like, oh, next week on Blacklist, and I'm like, what?
I didn't see the next week.
That was well planned, though. That was really well planned in my book.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes,
this is the second episode in like 3 days that has done this to me. Like Family Guy did the same thing. At the end of Family Guy, I thought, okay, and after the commercial comes back, we're going to have a resolution and everything's going to be fine. And it's like, nope, that's how it ended.
Yeah,
and
unfortunately.
That's what Blacklist did. It's like, okay, like after the commercial break is done, we're going to see how it ends.
Well, Family Guy was bullshit though. Here's actually makes sense.
Bullshit.
Just so you guys know about Family Guy, Vinny has already voiced six episodes with more to come.
Boo.
So they're going with that for a while.
The only thing I know of that's been going on with Family Guy is that Brian is dead, and I'm a little pissed off about that. But
he got run over by his own car. He got run over by his own car, which is like, what? How can you get run over by your own car?
He didn't get ran over by his own car. He got ran over by a random dude driving on the street.
Driving the same car as him.
Well, this discussion was originally about Blacklist, but now it's devolved into Family Guy.
So the Blacklist.
Yes.
Go on, tell us the story, Todd. Tell us the story.
Well, the story has been getting greatly exciting. We start with poor Elizabeth. Forget it.
13.
Forget it. Hassan Abbas wants to talk about Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4.
Really?
Yeah, so let's just forget the rest of the topic.
Okay,
all right. If you guys insist, we'll go back on topic. Elizabeth is reeling from the loss of her father. We only got a moment of the husband, and they're seemingly putting that plot line on the back burner for the moment. I'm confident they know what they're doing. And we forgot another great opening with that James Spader with Reddington and the guy in his leg, you know.
Yeah, that was really nice. That was nice. That was nice intro to that. How they went to 13 hours later, which was actually a nice take to see those two have some witty dialogue with one another, who they don't like each other.
Earlier, later, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. We don't really care. It's on TV.
Yeah. Well, we learned some great things about that, about them, which honestly makes the whole show in retrospect. It changes the way you look at the first scene when that guy walks in the room, and you know when it's Reddington, because we found out he's been actually chasing Reddington for like 5 years of his career.
Which consumed his life, sad to say.
Yeah. So there's a whole friggin' movie there.
Yeah.
You know.
Interesting movie.
Well, I mean, Red Reddington did kind of like shoot off part of his face. I think that generally will piss a person off.
No, we're talking about the FBI agent.
Yeah, the FBI agent.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking you were talking about the main bad guy this time.
No, we didn't get to Ben Kingsley yet.
Yeah, not yet. He's amazing in that one. He's truly amazing.
That actor should have been played by Ben Kingsley.
Maybe, but I like the actor though. He was still amazing.
No, he did a good job. He did with that strange stroke scowl he had.
And that slobber he had on the side of his lip, like wow, that's some slobber.
I noticed that too. I was like, wow, this guy's really getting into character.
Yeah, well, jumping into that, I mean, so that guy that we were talking about before goes and tricks Reddington to come back. Finding out they've been actually duped. Reddington already knows this because his intelligence is better than the CIA, the FBI, and everybody else.
Which is sad.
But it shows how much power he has, and that's when the other guy comes and
it was pretty much an ambush. Really. It was a straight up ambush. Like, shit.
That whole scene.
There's something about that I wanted to point out is the fact that. Like, if the FBI were to be faced with a bad guy, they're introduced, Joe Schmo is kidnapped this person. The FBI would have to go, oh, let's look up Joe Schmo. Oh, Joe Schmo is a bad guy. We should make sure to treat him this way. They freaking mentioned what's-his-face to Red Reddington, and Red Reddington just spews out a whole, like, he knows everything.
And they don't take his word for it.
He's got it all memorized. He knows his shit. Like,
basically,
there's no research for him.
And then they don't go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I would say, to me, these FBI agents are not that fucking bright. It's like, if Red Reddington tell you these guys tell you that he's dangerous as hell, like, you should leave or do something, don't just stand there and like, talk about it. You have to go. If he's taking out all your dudes, do something. Just don't stand there like some bunch of idiots. It's like, really? You guys are just gonna stand there like idiots?
They'll know better next time.
Well, they have to because he's pretty much cleaning house.
But he knew so much about Garrick right away because I want to look, if anyone gets the chance before I do, I want to look to see what number the stew maker was. Because I think the ones with lower numbers are the higher up ones on the list, the bigger bads. And this was number 16, Garrick. I'm gonna check into that theory right now. Actually,
that. I mean, I always noticed whenever they would have a name on it that it would be a number like 100 something or 01 whatever, that kind of stuff. And I never noticed that. Huh? I'm gonna have to look out for that now.
I'm checking into the stew maker
because,
right now.
I think I have noticed a little bit when you get closer and closer to the enemies you face.
I wonder when they're gonna show us number 1.
That'd be like the end of the series.
The stew maker was number 161, and the stew maker seemed to be an important villain in his life, so maybe my theory is completely incorrect.
I think the number 1 on the list is the quote-unquote adversary, who I don't know that we know who that is yet.
Personally,
Who's adversary?
Remember, he refers to he calls him the adversary. To that skinny, ugly guy that was in a suit that we weren't sure if that guy was actually his butler.
Oh,
Skinny Pete.
Sure. Yeah. He refers to this main goal as the adversary, and I think that might be number 1.
Maybe the guys who were watching Red. I mean, watching them Red's not Red, but Elizabeth and her husband. They could be number 1 as well. They were working with number 1.
I was gonna say that. I didn't want to go too far into wild speculations, but as we know, that's what happens with these discussions.
Yeah. But getting back to the whole Garrett situation, pretty much storming into the FBI building, really easy, super easy, beyond.
Yeah, because everybody can just storm into a hidden black site.
Well, that's his job. That's what he does for a living. He eats black sites.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be highly secure.
If that was his job, the FBI would know a little bit more about him, and protect
do
their black
something.
site?
Not if he's good at his job.
Too good at his job. Like, seriously, you guys didn't do nothing but pretty much made him more bloodthirsty here. Like, okay, you're just gonna whatever. I forgot you're the FBI. The FBI blowing up the ocean.
No, I would think that if this guy was breaking into the secret sites like all the time, that he eats these sites for breakfast or whatever, that they'd be like, maybe we should do something about that.
Yeah, call the Navy. They call Navy SEALs. Call somebody. Call Avengers.
That is tomorrow night's discussion.
Oh yes.
And while we're veering off, another question from the audience, Hassan Abbas, who would like to know, you got a PS3?
What?
Huh?
Why do we keep?
Well, I got a PS3.
On topic, because we already diverged from the topic a lot on our own. We don't need help.
Well,
Okay,
I got a PS3 and my name is
Hold on.
Legrundo.
We got a good question here.
Legrundo.
We got a good question here.
Legrundle.
I think we got a good question here. Like, how far do you think the Blacklist will go with this?
Yes, that's our next one. Christian
okay.
Perry. With this, we were assuming the whole Garrick plot. I know
Right.
we're going
It's a
another
three-parter.
episode at least.
It's a three-parter, so we got number 1, we got to do number 2, and number 3. So it's 2 more episodes to go.
It's supposed to be a game changer, and we definitely had the game changed because now Reddington is stripped of all security and
Friends.
friends. I mean, that was pretty. You know, they
was
meant
ballsy.
something to him because when that Chinese Asian lady was on the ground, they
Blew her brains off.
yeah, he wanted he was gonna give anything, and you know when her brain splattered, he kind of just turned and went back to his thing, which was something I liked and didn't like about him today. Was the way he reacted to this guy. It was almost like he didn't want to feed the trolls, but at times he would troll the guy. Like it was very much internet, I think. Like
Yeah, but I had to say,
I think that he actually looks at it very practically. I mean, he looks at the future from where he is right then. What his reality is right then is what he looks forward to. He doesn't dwell in the past, even if the past is only a couple seconds.
however, with Red, he's been always in control. He always been like that guy who knows he's 10 steps ahead of his opponents. However, here he can't do nothing. He's pretty much deer in headlights. When he sees his friends and colleagues fall in front of him, he can't do nothing. And that's when you see Red is going trying to be cool, but at the same time he can't be cool. He's just stuck in the middle between just trying to give in or not give in. So he's there.
And that's basically what I was saying is that when he sees that girl's brain splatter all over the wall, he's pissed for like half a second, and then I think he just goes, well, there's nothing I can do about it. So where do I go from here?
Yeah,
You know, I think they are going to go. I hope they go a long way with this plot because
same here.
you know, he's going to be pissed when he's going to be pissed next week, and I can't wait for that box to open. They're going to open up Spader's box, and he's going to come out and kick some ass.
I got to say it right now, and because you said it, it's like, what's in the box?
Seriously, dude.
What?
I just want to say I don't want to see what's inside Spader's box. There's too many videos about that already on the internet.
I know. Unfortunately, thank you, Charles.
You are welcome.
Oh man.
I'm glad I zoned out questioning if I had smoked too many cigarettes tonight. And as I pondered that, I realized you guys were talking about James Spader's box, and I was thankful for my ADD.
Oh man, wow. But it's something that actually caught my eye in this episode. Elizabeth, this whole episode, like she was stuck. How long was she stuck in the elevator again? It was like the whole, like at least 20 minutes.
Not too long. No, it was not too long.
I just have to say that an elevator is also a box, and I'd love to see an Elizabeth King's box.
Anyhow,
Speaking about Elizabeth Keene's box, I really wanted to mention, besides the fact that I still hate her and I thought that she dragged down every scene she was in. However,
she did a good job in this scene.
I think that she did an all right job mimicking John McClane. They really went all out, die hard.
It did.
I mean, they made sure to point out she was not wearing shoes 15 freaking times.
She was doing a lot of crazy John McClane stuff. However, she does the most stupidest thing at the end.
Man.
No, she does the most stupidest thing at the end. She didn't kill that one guy. Like, are you serious? You should have killed that one guy. Don't leave no prisoners.
Yeah, I did thought that was stupid because I kind of thought that guy was going to come back and bite her in the ass.
Which it did.
Yes.
It did.
I'd also like to see that. I'm just saying.
And he's like, "Hello, love." How I bet you all of Britain is really pissed off right now at that. The "Hello, love." It's it's the stereotype of that's what the Brits.
Oh,
say.
please, they can get over it. Australians put it that.
I'm sure they're really not. They're really not offended. It was a poorly landed joke.
In case none of you noticed, that was Isaiah being okay with racial stereotypes. I just want to point that out.
Against the
really?
Brits.
We're gonna talk about that now. We're gonna talk about that. Okay.
No,
okay.
you did. I just wanted to point out that you did.
See, folks, they always do this to me. When I'm on the black guy here, the only black guy here, they always put me on the stage like that. This is how it happens. It always happens.
That's not true. We do it when Deano's here too.
Oh, please, you barely do it because you know he's the boss. All our colorful racism. Oh, I love you all.
But yeah, so she ends up getting caught by that dude. We don't really see what happens to her after that.
Well, thanks to the promos.
Oh, I didn't see the promos.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't see the promos either, but I do want to answer Christian Perry's question of how stupid do you think she is, referring to Elizabeth, what's her face, and
she's very stupid.
Very stupid. I think she's extremely stupid.
Okay, I don't know what you guys are saying, but ever since the first episode of Blacklist, I don't really mind her character.
Are you serious?
I mean, I don't think that it's really that the character's really well done. It's just the character does not bother me. It doesn't.
Okay, here's a fun thing. Here's a fun fact here. Okay, she puts a plastic bottle on a gun.
Okay.
And kills a guy.
That did not make much sense to me, but just the way that she's reacted to certain situations that have gone on for her character. I mean, I think she handled it pretty well. There has been many.
She could have broke the guy's neck. She's like
that. Yes, she has made a few mistakes, like the whole water bottle making it into a suppressor, and then not killing the guy, just knocking him out. That was but that's all that happened in one episode.
She should have got the C4.
In the previous episodes that I've seen with her in, like the episode where her father died, I thought that she reacted the proper way during that whole thing, and I thought that it was interesting for her character development. But overall, the character does not bother me. I mean, I can't even see why you guys hate her so much.
Because she's stupid.
Is I see her in the same way that I see the main characters actually from Tomorrow People. Is that the main characters in Tomorrow People and Elizabeth King in Blacklist, and I think there's one other example. I'm just not thinking of it right now. Those characters kind of are bland. They're boring. They don't have. They don't
chemistry. They don't have
no backstory. They just seem like cookie cutter characters. Now that being said, they don't annoy me, which they seem to annoy Isaiah and Todd. They don't annoy me. They don't bring anything to the show, in my opinion. And as a main character, you should be bringing something to the show.
You have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. It's just, but still, is with Elizabeth King. Whenever she goes onto the screen, it doesn't bother me. It's not like when she shows up on screen, it's like, oh God, not her again. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I do give you on the fact that she doesn't really bring much to the table. I mean, there has been a few scenes where she didn't really even need to be there, but just her as the character does not bother me. And I'm hoping that a much stronger point for her is going to show up later on in the show, which I'm thinking is going to happen next episode.
I don't know, because it's something. It's like, okay, let's look at it like this. Who's that Indian lady? I can't remember her name.
The who?
Who's with the director of the FBI?
The CIA woman.
Yes. Yes. She has, oddly enough, more interesting character elements than Elizabeth.
They haven't revealed almost nothing about her.
That's the genius part behind it. She's so quiet and so mellow, but you know she got the brains and skills to kill someone. But Elizabeth, all she knows is to trip over her own shoelaces without having no shoes on.
See, that was just it. Is I think they started making that mistake from episode 1. The first couple minutes of the show, Elizabeth Keene was having a conversation with her husband, and they were having a conversation like, okay, we're going to have kids. Like, I'm glad you have this job, but remember this job takes a back seat to having kids, having a family. And they're like, yeah, perfect. That is our goal, to have this family. That does not make for a compelling character when it comes to a show like this. If it was Seventh Heaven, that'd be great, but it's not Seventh Heaven. It's an action drama show, which means you should actually have someone who gives a fuck about her job.
Yeah, I kind of wish Elizabeth was Carrie from Homeland. I mean, Carrie's crazy, but she cares about her job.
Freaking Kate Beckett from Castle. I mean, someone who actually cares about their job. I mean, because, for example, Kate Beckett from Castle loves her job. I mean, she wants to have a family as well, but she loves her freaking job, and she would actually try and do both. Elizabeth Keene, she would quit her job today if her husband came around and went, hey, I adopted this baby. She'd be like, oh, okay, bye, I quit. I'm done.
Yeah, Carrie would still be doing her job when she's pregnant. She's still doing her job. So I don't know what's wrong with Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
Why don't you spoil Homeland for me, bastard?
Because I want you to be like Charles.
Yeah.
I want you to be like Charles and crack a little.
What did I spoil?
You didn't spoil nothing.
He was referring to what was the Game of Thrones?
Yes.
In the Red Wedding conversation.
Yes, you cried about it for oh no, my God, it's for
you
weeks
guys are
now.
Bastards.
You cried about it for weeks.
No, we decided it would make fun of Isaiah week, not Charles.
Well, it's too easy for you to make fun of me.
Isaiah today.
Before we get into making fun of Isaiah, though, I do want to say still on Elizabeth. Yeah. My issues aren't with her as a character necessarily, and Matt, I don't think that whole baby plot was like meant to be any sort of driving force. It was just meant to show that they were this young love couple, and to add to that whole intrigue of is he or isn't he a double agent. But my problem's with the actress. I think her choices are shit. And yeah, it makes me feel like she doesn't care about her job. It makes me feel like she's wet behind the ears. And yes, she's supposed to be wet behind the ears, but I just feel as though she's incompetent for the job because of the way she acts. Like, for instance, she shoots the guy with that water bottle, and she felt like a badass, and she was like, like she had that whole, how you're supposed to act as a tough girl instead of just being a tough girl. Because you know how, like, the cool kids, they don't like to be cool, like the hipsters hate everything, right? So you're not supposed to notice when you're a badass if you really are a badass. And
yes, and Betty White would play a good actress. Would play a better Elizabeth.
Yes, I mean, I can see that happening. Betty White is great in everything. So
for those of you who are not in the discussion, there was a question saying as a joke that it would be better played by Betty White. These people started answering the question without addressing the question.
Jerks, you fools!
Hey, look, it's Betty White. I like Betty White. Okay.
Yes, listen. I would watch. Well, we don't. First off, we don't want to talk about how Isaiah likes Betty White, because just to set a precedent, Isaiah has a very strong crush on Judge Judy and
Jessica Lange.
What's her face? Jessica Lange.
Exactly.
Yes. So when he says he likes Betty White, you must take those other things into context. But I'm in for anything Betty White. I watched 3 seasons of Hot in Cleveland. I stopped after 3. That's all you're getting from me.
I was going to say, Isaiah, I don't think Betty White would have you. I think you might be too old for her.
Maybe, but you never know. Once you go black, you might go and cripple.
Oh my God.
I think she likes them 18 to 19. I think you might have a couple too many years.
Maybe so. Hey,
wow.
And Rafael Martirosian wants to know, what is the point of this discussion?
Oh, that was forever ago.
Yeah.
Yes, but I thought it was perfectly appropriate in this moment.
We talk about My Little Pony in this discussion.
Well, that's your problem, dude.
Yeah.
I draw the line at brony talk, friend.
Same here.
I was going to make a joke by actually mentioning a My Little Pony, but I don't know any of their names.
Isn't one's name like Twilight Sprinkles?
Yes.
Twilight something, I think.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is. It's awful.
Twilight Princess?
I don't know.
Anyhow.
But that actually brings up a point. Twilight is a decent example of what is wrong with female characters today. There has been, that I can think of, only one character who did not actually want to accomplish something that, at least one female character that did not want to accomplish great things and actually did accomplish great things, and that's Katniss Everdeen. Like, when she's told, hey, let's go to war,
oh, yes.
so fuck that shit. I don't want anything to do with that. Every other good female character, every other one, was dedicated to their work or was dedicated to their goal or worked hard to make sure that they stood out above the males that were doing the same thing that they were, because that's the only way in this day and age, practically, to get ahead as a female, is you have to be as good, if not better.
And they set that up for her. They set her up as being that character in the beginning. Remember, they said that she was the bitch, right? But she's not. They're not at all. She's not at all what they claimed she was in the first two episodes. And that, I think, is the fault of the actress, not of the writers.
It depends. It depends on what dialogue she has. It could be both. Oh well. Yeah,
the only time in which I can think of a strong female character actually not starting out strong is Katniss.
Yeah, I agree with that. Katniss was a very good character.
As a general. I mean, obviously she started out strong as an individual, but not as a general. Oh, by the way, I'm spoiling the third frickin' book, which isn't out on movies yet. So
it will be soon. I can't wait.
I don't even know what this catnip nonsense you speak of is.
Hunger Games.
I knew. I was just being cool.
The second movie was so awesome.
I was being a hipster.
I'm probably going to go see the second movie tomorrow. But anyway, back to the Blacklist.
We keep looking sidetracked in.
I'm ruining it for Charles. Katniss wins.
I don't care. I have no intention of reading the books.
He wants to see Jessica. He wants that's Jessica. Jennifer. Oh my God.
Jennifer Lawrence, and yes, she is hot.
Yes, you love redheads. We get it.
She's also very, very crazy. Like,
yes.
Seriously, she's crazy.
Yes,
like,
that is
watch
true.
some of the interviews with her. She is not she's not weird. She is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, watch some interviews. You'll see.
And I'd like to address Hassan's question / comment of about 40 LOLs interconnected.
Really?
He is laughing out loud to this conversation.
Well, that's her job. Now getting back to Blacklist.
Yes, Elizabeth Keene in this particular episode did do a good job with her to kind of toughen her up and make her seem like
disagree.
That she might have some experience and she might actually, add something to this particular group instead of just being the mouthpiece of Red Reddington. And we see that when she addresses the other agent, and the other agent's all like, "I've only shot at paper," and she's all like, "Well, pretend it's paper then."
That's the only thing. That's another thing I want to say with the FBI. You brought someone who doesn't know like any special like weapons training or something. I don't care if it's a freaking nerd. They should at least know something about defense. I'm just saying.
And people in that.
He's not going to be shooting at people because he's an IT guy.
But
right, she should be protecting that guy. She shouldn't be sending him out into combat.
And that was stupid too.
Yeah, that's another bad decision. Why are you splitting up?
Well,
right, what are you splitting up?
It was the whole cliche splitting up thing, and we all know how that turns out.
Yeah, she gets captured easily.
But you know what? We don't know because they didn't even fucking come back to it.
I know,
Well,
but
yeah.
with that guy, yeah, he was an IT guy, but he was also an FBI agent. And as we all know, in order to get into the FBI, you have to pass training. That includes combat and firearm training. So
Excellent point, Charles.
And
Thank
so
you,
I mean,
Because you know how to use a gun does not mean you're going to be able to shoot someone.
It doesn't matter. You have to be. That's how.
I guess all I ever shot was paper, was implying he did have some training, but you should have, like, to get into the FBI, yeah, all you shot was paper, but you still probably went through a tear gas room and some other kind of stuff.
I'm sure he was more than capable of handling his own, and I think he was just being a pussy.
Yeah, pretty much. He was being a pussy.
Well, yeah, probably.
Like, grow some balls. Time to go. It's time to rock. Let's go. Wait, we're gonna split up, by the way. What? We're gonna split up? No, it's so stupid.
It worked out so well for Shaggy and Scooby. I mean, come on. But yeah, there's actually not a whole lot to talk about in this episode because of the fact it didn't really have a resolution. But I think we should at least talk about the Red Reddington and what's his face, like Red Reddington nursing that guy, trying to nurse that guy back to health.
Oh, that was really good scene.
Oh, just the whole scene between Reddington and Kessler was just great. I thought it was great chemistry, and I'm actually kind of curious what's going to happen once Kessler gets back on his feet. Like, how is his attitude towards Reddington going to be?
I don't know. That was a tourniquet. You know, that was a tourniquet. Yeah. Save a life, lose a limb. So he's probably not getting back up. He's probably only going to get back up on his foot.
Oh, so Reddington also said, like, your friends, your partner, your allies the first day, and your enemies the next day. Like, he's like, I don't know how it's going to switch because more you see Red becoming more anxious and more agitated by all his friends being, killed in front of him. He wants to open the door, and so in ways that's going to make that happen is if he's going to make a crazy decision. I don't know what's going to happen between him and the other guy. It's going to be interesting.
Well, that goes into Christian's question from before about he honestly expects a total plot twist, and I think when that door opens, it's going to be a plot twist that allows that door to open. Like, it's going to be a big reveal when he opens that door. Do you guys have any thoughts on what is going to be his, what is going to get him to convince the FBI to open the door now that Bimbe and the other lady's dead?
Yeah.
For those you probably didn't see this, but during the on the next episode of Blacklist preview thing, they showed that after they captured. Shut up, okay? No, it's just they managed to capture Keen, and they're gonna bring her to the door, and they're gonna try to they're gonna threaten her life. And I have to say that, I mean, this is probably pretty obvious, but it may still be considered a plot twist. But they're probably gonna reveal who Reddington is to Keen, and vice versa. I mean, I'm calling it father.
Duh.
Yeah.
Who didn't see that coming?
I'm still on the uncle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've been pleading my point every episode, so I won't do it again today and bore people. But I'm still sticking my guns.
No,
I
still saying there's a third brother.
I think the adoptive father was the uncle.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I amended my theory to that. They're both the uncle. The adopted father and Reddington are both her uncle, and there's a third brother who's the father, who's a bad daddy. He's number one.
That's kind of a stretch.
You know what? All right. You know what? This actually spiked a new idea, and I'm sure some of you have already thought of this. But how about if there is a third brother? Why not have that third brother be the adversary? Reddington.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
He's number one on the list. He is, and that's why Reddington took the guy's daughters, his nieces.
That's kind of a.
So if Reddington is not the father, and that's how it plays out, that's going to be fucking awesome. Yeah.
I don't know. That's going to be kind of a little bit more of a cliche moment, but it'd be interesting to see.
Well, cliches are not always a bad thing if they're done well.
That is true. If they're done well, we'll see how that happens. But yeah,
I'm still going with my crazy, insane theory that Red is her father, but not her only father.
Yeah, a clone like Orphan Black.
What?
Orphan Black.
It's like Superboy. Superboy has two fathers.
I've never watched Orphan Black.
Is this now a discussion of TV's My Three Dads or My Two Dads from the 1980s?
And also the musical, whose name I'm forgetting. Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia. Are you
Mamma Mia, Mamma
serious?
Mia.
A musical?
I don't watch
Wow.
musicals. I'm a man.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't watch musicals either, except all of them.
The only musical I seen was South Park. That
yeah,
makes me a bigger man.
I will not watch musicals. It doesn't matter who does them. I don't even watch the musicals from Joss Whedon. I don't do it.
I actually wrote a musical and 75% cast it, and even did some G plus auditions.
Oh Lord.
But I don't like musicals, just so you know.
I just think the singing is annoying.
But my thought is to kind of get back to where we were. Is that a dude whose name I'm forgetting who had the tourniquet applied? Which, by the way, a tourniquet does not automatically mean you lose your limb. So I think they're gonna make it to where he doesn't lose his limb.
The agent's name is Kessler.
Thank you. I think Kessler is still going to treat Red Reddington the exact same as he did before this situation. I don't think it's going to change a thing.
I think they had that whole talk. They had that whole talk.
I think what's going to happen is that Kessler is still going to try to maintain the same relationship with Reddington, where he'll always have a problem with him. Like he's been he's been chasing him for 5 years, that kind of stuff. That kind of feeling doesn't go away. But after Reddington saving his life and saving his leg, hopefully, I think that there's going to be an unspoken respect between the two of them.
Yeah, that's kind of like a big old.
You actually brought up something I didn't think about. Is if Kessler loses his leg, he may actually get even more pissed off at Red Reddington because he might blame it on Red.
I don't think so. I think
that's kind of a big stretch.
I think if anything, he would have the respect for Reddington. But
he's gonna blame himself though for losing his leg because he was kind of. He should have checked those corners. Like, got shot in the leg.
There's a reason why they always say check your corners.
Right. It was something else. There was something a bit. Like he was doing all that fire trick on his leg. It was like, okay, that was kind of interesting.
Where they use the gunpowder? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually relatively standard. I mean, they teach that in military first aid. They also teach the tourniquet. They also teach a few other things.
And again, Red knows more skills than Elizabeth.
Red knows more than everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. It's sad. Like, really, really sad.
I wanted to touch on something, because I think we pretty much hit all the major points of this, but there was something I noticed that he said, besides the fact that I did want to say the worst point of this whole show was his speech. It could have been good. The whole speech about he wants another this, he wants another that.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was bragging.
He was. It was good, but it went on a little too long. And
way too long.
It didn't end good enough. I thought it would have been better if he would have said something like not this guy or something cheesier. I think it would have done better with a cheesier line, but I think they went too far.
Like I wish I had a different life than this. Like, wish I wasn't as Reddington you guys name me as, or something different, but not this whole melodramatic long BS of speech.
But
you know what? I think maybe, and this is way out there, but it's possible for a TV show like this. I think in like 4 episodes from now, he's going to do another one of these speeches, and they're gonna, and at some point later on, he's going to be like, oh yeah, that's a type of hypnosis that I do that helps with pain, and we're going to find out that there's actually a point for these long soliloquies.
I can see that happen.
No,
I can see that happening though, but it'll be.
I think that was just a touching moment gone wrong. But about speeches, but the point I wanted to make was he said something that I thought was very telling, and something that I've always believed. Like with a book, remember when he said that thing with the book? You can't judge a book by its cover, but you can judge it by its first few chapters, and most certainly by its ending. When sort of speaking on his character. And that's been something I've always believed, that the first line and the last line, if you write an amazing line in the beginning, an amazing line in the end, you could fill the rest of the pages with shit. and it's going to provide a profound impact to the person, because all they're really going to remember is that last line. But my point is, I think if we look back at these first episodes, if we look at each episode like a chapter, somewhere in the first few episodes is going to be his whole MO and his whole who he really is, if he's good or if he's bad.
Right. And I like.
This conversation leads me to my wild speculation. So let me know.
That was the point of this, to segue into wild speculation. So.
Oh, that's perfect. I think he's dying. I think he's almost dead.
Who? Which one?
Red Reddington. I think he's dying.
Of a disease?
Of a disease, or I mean, something like that. Yeah.
I can see it. It'd be like a Walter White situation.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, he's not using his disease and his family to commit horrible acts. I think he's only got so much time, and he's trying to fit as much time or as much stuff into that time as humanly possible. And I think it's going to be some exotic disease from one of his many adventures throughout the world. I don't think it's going to be like.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on Christian Perry's question where he was asking us if this show is going to be the next Breaking Bad kind of fandom. I would have to say no.
No.
I would say no as well, because it's network, but it does have mega ratings. Apparently, it's got a huge following.
But it doesn't have a strong base, like strong acting, strong dialogue, strong everything else.
I don't think we'll ever get. No, it doesn't. It's proof in the pudding of that speech.
Yeah, I mean, Breaking Bad was unique. I mean, it was a great show. It had great acting. It had great writing, great everything. I mean, it was rare for we to get. It was rare for us to get a good show like that.
It was the Godfather of television. It was the Godfather.
I was gonna say Breaking Bad was almost as good as True Blood. I'm kidding.
Don't start that now. Don't start.
I don't know if this is going to be totally stupid. If you guys can see this, I've been meaning to take a picture. Speaking of Breaking Bad, this is the Illuminatus trilogy by Robert. You see it? Yeah. Then one of the characters' name is Saul Goodman, and I read this book, half of it, years ago before I saw Breaking Bad, and I never noticed that, but I looked at it the other day, sitting downstairs, and I saw Saul Goodman. And that's written in like the 60s, that book.
Wow. But my wild speculation for this one would be, I would borrow Matt's, like maybe Red Reddington is pretty much dying from an illness, but the big one's going to be.
I see no basis in that theory. I just have to say it since.
But I'm just going to.
He tends to do that because
the book is the story. He tells dude right there, like you can judge a book by the first few chapters and by the last chapter. I think he's in his last chapter, at least in his mind.
I think that was saying in the first few chapters you see the laying of the tracks, and then as you ride the train along, things become distorted. You can't really, because the man has to take measures that are sort of beyond him, and when you finally see the end game, you'll know his true measure.
Right, and then.
What do you know about writing a book?
Nothing.
And then Red revealed that Elizabeth is his daughter, which is not a shocker. We kind of seen that coming.
It's too easy. I don't think that if she is his daughter, it's not in a traditional way. It's maybe. I mean, there's got to be a twist there, some sort of twist. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be there.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. He's doing all these crazy things. I mean, really, Red's doing all these crazy things with his money, with everyone else's money, and you might be right about the whole sickness thing. And he wants to see his daughter for one last time situation. Maybe so, maybe not. It's still his daughter. I'm just saying it. It's his daughter. You're the father. I say
no on all counts. Your theory is crap, sir.
Oh, duh. That's what's called. That's what's called a theory. Not a conspiracy theory, but a theory. Whoa.
Yeah, it's not the only crazy theory you've pulled out of your ass.
Hey, now I'm still right about that whole Katrina thing. Don't you laugh?
No, you are wrong.
I am right.
You are wrong.
I am right.
It could be that Elizabeth Keene is like his great grandniece, third time removed, and she's just the last family member that he has left, and he's got all this money and all this power that he wants to bequeath upon her.
No. She is the great grandniece of Jesus Christ.
Of Jesus' brother's cousin's roommate's son.
I think that he might be trying to groom her to take his place in his organization.
Oh God, that's even worse. Because it could be true.
I could buy that, but not the sickness and not the.
I could buy that even more. Like Elizabeth controlling a crime organization like Red. Oh God. Oh God. So those mean these mistakes.
Well, like I said, is if he considers the things that he does as being justified for a better purpose. An example, Isaiah, you watch Scandal, right?
Yes.
Olivia Pope does awful things, but she always does it for a good reason. And I think that maybe Red Reddington has that same thing. He's doing awful things, but the end result is good results. And I think
that's the final chapter.
If he can convince Elizabeth Keene that what he's doing is for a good reason, I think he might be able to at least try and recruit her. And the reason he's going after her so young is because of the fact that if she's in the FBI for too long, she's going to get brainwashed with that shit, and it's harder to recruit her.
I can see that happening too. I just wish that it got proved to me that Elizabeth is a strong character to me, because all I see is just a fuck up. And Matt's muted.
I'm gonna say.
Did I blow your mind, Todd?
No, I'm just trying to think of a wild speculation, and I don't have one because.
Well, I have one.
I got nothing. Lord. Do it.
Yeah, my wild speculation, I probably already touched on it a little bit earlier in the episode, but I would say that what's going to happen next week is when they bring Elizabeth Keene to the box, and they put her on her knees and they point a gun to the back of her head. Reddington is going to do everything he can in order to say, like, oh my God, don't kill her, she's my daughter, and all that stuff. Now, there is another way it could go, and it's the way that Todd said, that Reddington could be the uncle, and that the third brother would be the adversary. And now this is probably something that I'm pulling out of my own ass, but...
Which is nothing new.
I mean, if I were sitting next to you, I would throw something at you. But anyway, the people that are spying on Elizabeth Keene and Tom, maybe they're working for that adversary, that third brother.
So that Elizabeth and Tom are double agents.
I'm not convinced there's a third brother yet. I'm just not.
Even if there isn't a third brother, there's still the adversary that they've mentioned in the show, and maybe those creepy guys with the apple, they're probably working for him.
The third brother.
The creepy guys with the apple.
The third brother is Elizabeth's husband. Boom.
Boom.
That would be kind of sick because if you combine those theories, that would mean that she is having sex with her
uncle.
That's Game of Thrones right there.
God damn it. You sick bastard.
Hey, blame Game of Thrones for making that popular.
Yeah, because it wasn't popular before in, like, Star Trek and what else?
Star Wars.
My own grandpa.
Wow.
That's right. It happened twice in Game of Thrones, didn't it? Because Theon tried to bang his sister before he knew she was.
Yeah,
But sorry, we keep diverging. Are there any wild speculations?
Yes, I have a wild speculation. Red Reddington is actually employed by Saul Goodman, and I have nothing.
Saul Goodman?
I have nothing. Nothing.
Wouldn't he be employed by Walter White? Wouldn't it kind of...
No, because Saul Goodman was the shot caller. Saul Goodman was the big baller.
What about Gus? He was the man of the man before he got killed by Heisenberg.
Yeah. But Gus ain't got no brains.
He got no alibi either.
So, I think that's it. Do we have anything else?
Nope, I'm all out of wild speculation.
Nope, I'm done.
That's it. I just want to say Charles Whedon is an absolute racist. I want the
Where
world
the
to know
hell
that.
did that come from?
I agree. I agree.
I agree with that too, 100%.
I want the world to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charles
Where
Whedon is a horrible person.
You know what? Bite me.
Yeah,
I have
nah.
absolutely no basis of reason for agreeing, but I'm going to agree anyway.
Yeah, same here.
I
You know
have
what?
no basis for saying what I said. Just so
You
the
all
world
can
knows.
go to hell.
I'm already there, so too late. I'm just waiting for
Did
you.
you just tell a black man he could go to hell? That's racist, sir. That's racist.
See, he's just showing the whole world the truth right
Oh,
now.
I hate all you guys.
Yeah, we love you too.
And on that note, I will see you guys all next week, when we find out what happened to Bimbe. What happened to Bimbe? And No American Horror Story on Thursday. Matt Moore's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tomorrow. Walking Dead on Monday.
No, not next Monday. It's actually a couple weeks.
No. We have one more.
Others on a hiatus as well.
Hiatus after next week.
Oh. Okay.
And that's it. Anyone else got any other things they want to bring up before we say goodbye to the world?
I'm taking a 2-month break from Geeks of the Round just because of the fact that I'm going to be at work at night, so I won't be able to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I won't be back here next week to do the Blacklist, unfortunately.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm going to miss you guys.
We're gonna miss that hat and that beard.
I am not going to miss you.
He's just a hater. Josh Whedon's brother's just a hater.
See, he's a racist.
And just so you know, I double-checked as I was talking. I was kind of stalling. I was stalling to make sure that Todd was correct. Todd was correct. We have one more episode, and then we go on hiatus.
Okay.
Until February. We'll be back in February.
Oh damn! Wow.
So we'll have to figure out something else to talk about.
Yes.
And until next time, folks, this was the Word of Life Ministries. Peace be with one another.
Bye-bye, everyone.